Hello, in this video I want to talk about the 7 things the emotional abuser does as part of their divorce planning. Hello, my name is Elizabeth Goddard from Revive Your Soul. On this channel I talk about healing from emotional abuse, healing the original wounds and divorcing from the emotional abuser or the narcissist. You can join me over on Facebook in the Emotional Abuse Sanctuary or in the Divorce Sanctuary. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to like and share the video and maybe give it a thumbs up and leave your comments below. And if you're returning, welcome back. And I just want to say a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you so very much. So 7 things that the emotional abuser does as part of their divorce planning. So the fairy tale is over and you thought the hardest part was actually leaving them, and then you're faced with divorcing them. This is another part of the game that is going to give them attention, and they pull out their psychopathic traits. They are unable to form emotional attachments. They are unable to feel any empathy for others. They can be very charming. However, they are very manipulative, and they gain the trust of other people very easily. Although they don't feel emotion, they've learnt to mimic it. Although they don't class themselves as normal, they can appear normal to most people. They are con artists, they are calm, charismatic, and they do everything so very carefully, and they plan everything in detail. The 7 things the emotional abuser does as part of their divorce planning. Number 1, they've decided they want full control over the divorce. They had a meeting with themselves before they even met the solicitor, and they decided what you were worth to them. They decided how this was going to work for them. They decided the outcome, and they will get as near to that as they can. Their solicitor might have stepped in and had to advise them that they're not going to get away with what they want, as this could be a red flag to the court. But the emotional abuser wants to maximize the damage that they do to you. When they first got into a relationship with you, they put you on a pedestal. And over a period of time, they started to see your flaws. Therefore, you were faulty, and therefore you need to be punished. Like a mug or a cup with a chip in it, you are going to be discarded and thrown away. But because there is this paperwork that needs to be done, they have to go through this process, and during that process they need to be in control of it. They need to maximize the damage that they do to you, because they need to punish you for not being the person they created you to be in their head. Number 2, they try to paint a picture that they are good and kind. They create stories, and these stories become their truth. They play the victim, and you might find yourself saying on more than one occasion, why can't other people see through this? Why can they not see what's going on? And that is because the emotional abuser changes everything around. What they did to you becomes what you did to them. Like any courtroom drama that goes to the jury and is stopped by the judge, they make claims, but the thought is already out there, and you then are on the defensive trying to tell people that this isn't what happened, this isn't the truth. But in their head they already see them as the victim. And in fact, when you met them, they presented themselves as a child. They presented this child persona to you, and that's how they got away with a lot of the abuse, because you fell for the wanting to protect that child or wanting to stand up for that child. And that's what they do to the people around them. So it'll be their solicitors, any mediation that you go through. If you get through to the court process, it will be anybody who's involved in that. They present that child persona. Number 3, they want you to be the crazy person, because they're painting this picture of them being good and kind. They are the victim. So they need you to be crazy. They do this by pushing every button wanting to get a reaction from you. They know everything about you. They studied you. You were a project right at the beginning of the relationship and continued that learning process throughout the relationship. They studied you. They understood what your values were, and they will do anything now to get a reaction from you, because it then proves how crazy you are. Nobody will see the damage that was done. Nobody will see the pain that you're in, and nobody will see the damage that they caused. They will only see the facts that are presented to them. They will only see the way you behave now. Number 4, they will think nothing of lying to smear your character. They have to be seen as good and kind. This is the only way they will get away with controlling the process. They create lies or they manipulate the truth, and you may find yourself reading communication that clearly is untrue. Number 5, they line up their flying monkeys, and they probably already started this before they even left. The flying monkey is the enabler. They support the emotional abuser, defending them. They might not agree with the emotional abuser or what they do, but they put up with their behaviour. And they follow them round, clearing up the mess they create. They believe they are helping, but their actions are actually telling the emotional abuser that what they have done is okay. Number 6, they will take everything and they will use it against you. Everything you've ever done or said, any communication, text message, voice message, email. They will take what they want. They'll go through it with a fine tooth comb, and they go through every single piece of communication, and they cut out and cut away the words surrounding it so they get the statement that works for them. And they do this to manipulate you, and they want you to surrender. They want to bully you into giving up. They want you to say, I've had enough. You've gone through this horrific relationship, and now they're repeating this process, but they're doing it in front of people that should be protecting you. They're doing it in front of or in this process that should be there to protect you, and they are able to manipulate it and work around and gather people around them who protect them. And number 7 is they create a plan of attack because you are the enemy and you need to be destroyed. So right at the beginning of this process, even before they left, they were working through the damage limitation. They were working ways of getting out of the relationship that they could come out financially okay and without being crippled and emotionally destroying you. Because you weren't the person they built you up to be, and therefore you need to be destroyed. And you might have information on them, although they've rewritten it in their head, that you might be able to say, this is what happened to me, and this person is an abuser. The first thing you need to do is heal the wounds. Divorce is a difficult process anyway, the ending of something you'd committed to. But when you factor an emotional abuser into the process, it takes it to a different level. They are competitive and they will not be fair. Their goal is to win, and at any cost, because they are controlling and manipulative. They've already gone through this negotiation process without you, and they find it hard to understand why you won't agree with them. You need to divorce from them emotionally. You need to make sure that you're responding, not reacting. Sit down with a piece of paper and make sure that you understand what it is that you need to move on with your life. Make sure you get a really good self-care regime in place. Know exactly what you want out of this process. It might be that you hire a coach who coaches you separately from a solicitor, so that once you've created this, you can share it with your solicitor and make sure they understand why it is so important to you. The most important thing is that it's your decision and it isn't the abuser that's dictating everything. Keep checking in with yourself, making sure you're okay, and keep going back to your list, visualizing how you want this to be finalized with the outcome that works for you. But the most important thing is to respond and not react. Heal those wounds so that when you get those emails or communication, they can't hurt you any further. And have a clear picture of how you're moving forward with your life, what your life without them is going to look like. Remember, they negotiated this before they even met up with their solicitor, and they want to control this. I hope this video has been helpful. If you'd like to find out more about working with me, you can go to my website. The links will be in the description box below. I will also put the links into both my books, Finding Lily and the A to Z of Emotional Abuse. Please don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel if you can. I'm sending you loads and loads and loads of love.